Hi guys, and welcome to Just So Rare. I'm joined by my competition winner Alex to go through on how his team's performed this game week. First of all, how are you, Alex? You okay, mate?
Yeah, no, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Team's done relatively well, so I'm happy.
Yeah, to be fair, I know there's a lot of ifs and buts, but I think it's done very well, to be fair. A bit unlucky because a goal and assist with one of those two guys, then you could have possibly won a tier 3. So unlucky. So just go through the team for us, Al, if you don't mind.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy with Stegen. He got, to be fair, even though comment, I'm glad I didn't go with Sillison because the other Valencia keeper did start.
Yeah.
Although he did get a clean sheet, I think, as well.
Yeah, he
But
did.
Stegen got a clean sheet versus Sevilla. Can't really say anything wrong with that. I think Handanovic may have got a few more points for his clean sheet, but that's getting very picky there. Although I thought I saw Szczesny. He saved a penalty, I thought, but I don't think he was awarded the penalty save. It was very weird in that game. I think there was 2 penalties in added time of the first half. But yeah, so I'm very happy with him. 40 points from a common keeper. You can't really scratch your nose about, to be fair.
I didn't realise that about Szczesny, mate, to be honest, but
I wasn't sure because it was a bit of a weird one because it was like they had a penalty in like 45 plus 4 and then there was another penalty in 45 plus 8, and some of my stuff said that Szczesny had saved it, but then I went and looked on So Rare, and it was they didn't give it to him or on Opta. So I don't know. I've seen some stuff about that before, but they haven't been awarded penalty saves. But I don't know if it was a retake or whether it was something else.
Yeah, he only scored 36.
Yeah.
God knows what happened there. So that could be another Opta issue that's going on at this moment in time.
There's enough of it at the moment, yeah.
But like you said, Al, as long as you, especially with a common goalkeeper, the main thing is to keep a clean sheet because of the bonus. Yeah. So you've done well there, mate, and you predicted it, to be fair, in the video we recorded last week. So good shout, mate.
Yeah, I got Krugovoy. He got the clean sheet. I'm a bit disappointed he didn't get more because he's been doing really, really well recently. And as I put the captaincy on him, but at the end of the day, he got a clean sheet as a defender. So that's all right. And I sort of I got lucky and unlucky because next one, Diego Valdez, your man. I remember waking up and seeing the notification. It was like 90th minute, Diego Valdez goal, and I went, oh, that's good because obviously he scored an 85. So very, very happy with that. Captaincy on him probably would have been better, but you can't say no when you get a 90th minute winner.
So. No, exactly. I was surprised that you captained Krugovoy, to be honest, because I've never ever captained a defender, I don't think, since being on So Rare. But to score 65 and to captain him for a defender without a goal or assist is a good score, So I think you've done really well, to be honest.
Yeah, I was thinking like he's got the sort of attacking sort of potential to get an assist or a goal, and Zenit are sort of dominant enough that hopefully get the clean sheet. He got the clean sheet, but didn't get the golden assist. Yeah. So, but probably should have ended on Valdez, but there we go. But those are the good scoring ones. Then we had Saba, unfortunate, four games in a row with a decisive, and then he decided not to. We talked about it before. If he doesn't get a decisive, he doesn't score well, unfortunately. And he still did get 45, which is 43 before the multiplier, which is okay. But he was the last one left, and we were hoping for a couple of decisives to get that card. So there's the unluckiness coming in right at the end.
Yeah. But I DM'd you yesterday before the game kicked off. I don't know why. I just had a feeling he was going to do the business yesterday. But like you, I watched the first half, and the other side were far dominant. And I just knew then at halftime, this is going to be really difficult.
Yeah, well, to be fair, if we look at all the games that I sort of picked, they were very, very low scoring. We had 2 0-0s, 2 1-0s, and a 2-1.
Yeah.
But and then obviously the disappointment of Glushenkov. He just didn't really show up at all. To be fair, subbed early as well. I think he was subbed at 59th minute. To be fair, I did actually look afterwards. I went and looked, and he does get subbed early, so I really should have looked into that because I think he gets subbed sort of 60, 70 minutes most games if he doesn't score. So That's unfortunate. But to be fair, Sensio, I think he got subbed in. I saw him starting for Real Madrid, and I got a bit worried. And then every time the goal went in, I was a bit like, oh okay. But it's just Benzema. So, and he didn't do anything either. I think he only got 40 or 45. So can't really, not too worried about that either. But those two boys were the ones that sort of let me down.
To be fair, Alex, my striking options are not great at this moment in time. The only striker I did have, a rare one that scored, was some Asian fella who haven't played for about 20 years, I don't think, before.
Yeah, exactly. When I was sort of picking players, I was sort of going through and sort of noting down who started and who didn't, and he wasn't even on my radar at all, because I was like, well, he hasn't started in 10 plus games, so why would I even think about him?
Exactly. Bloody typical, though.
Yeah.
Because I think, had he been put in, I think you would have been very close to a cat. If one of them would have scored or assisted, either these Sabat or Mac, you'd have, because I think you finished 39 points off. So they would have had to have done a little bit more, I think. Because
probably. Maybe they're sort of all round with the goal. But who knows? It's all ifs and buts, to be fair. But to be fair, 290 points. I hit the second threshold. Like, to be fair, going into it, all I wanted was the first threshold. So it's hit the second. Yeah, that's fantastic for me, especially with such a low. Like, I do have a very low budget. Like, I think, to be fair, I think my gallery value was something like 0.04 ETH or something. So that's half of that already, just in one game week.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad. I just want to show the viewers that I have actually sent you the money, which I done this morning. No, so you can confirm you had that this morning, Alex?
Yes, I have. I've already gone away and started spending it, started investing in trades and trying to get some more players going. But it's a real big help. So I encourage anyone else to get involved, because it is, especially for this being my first sort of actual time playing SO5, because I haven't even gone unlimited yet. It's a completely different experience. So I'm sitting there going, I should buy a goalkeeper now, a limited, just to get it, just to submit a team. But I'm like, no, just keep being patient.
That's the key, mate. That's the key. If you're on a low budget, patience. Certain strategies I use, buying players out of favor, and I've still got players that I own that I bought 2 years ago and still haven't broken in.
Exactly.
But when they do, you can make some good money on it. So I think it's a good strategy. And but I'm glad it's coming of use to you, mate, because that's the whole point of the channel. All I'm interested in is trying to help as many new users, particularly on a low budget, as many as I possibly can, basically. So I'm delighted that you found use for that 2S, and I'm glad to see that you invest in it and trying to trade your way up, because I think it's a good strategy to have, and not many people do it, mate, to be perfectly honest. I think I mentioned to you before, when I'm only going from people I speak to, obviously. Most people who I know who've joined, they've got straight into SO5 because that's where they think the money. But you've shown there is a different way to play the game just through trading, because you've done very well just on your small deposit, haven't you? I think you've 7 times your money.
Yeah, no, I think my my gallery is now up to 160 or something from 20. So that's 8 or something times now. So
that's fantastic, mate, and it's great to see. And you obviously know what you're doing. So when we go off air, you can probably give me some tips. No, because honestly, to start with 20 quid to have a gallery just through trading at 200, that's sensational, mate. So congratulations. And hopefully this 2F now can push you on to a few more quid in the next few weeks. So any strategies now with regards to like the seasons coming to an end? Are you looking to buy players to hold on to? And then
obviously with the European seasons coming to an end, I've sort of, like as we mentioned, the sort of dip in a lot of players, and I've sort of bought a few players that I bought and they dipped a little bit below that, and I'm just sort of sitting on a lot of European players now. And I'm like, I can happily just wait until sort of June, July when they sort to skyrocket again. So I'll probably be aiming for them again. I think my biggest one is like I've got a Bernardeschi, and he's completely out of favour at Juventus, I think, at the moment. Yeah. So there's rumours of him getting a transfer. So I'm just holding out for that at this point. But yeah, it's definitely just sort of looking at that European and potentially even some of some World Cup players, especially for sort of the smaller nations. You can get some really cheap players. I think there's a few players from like Peru or Costa Rica. I know they're still in the intercontinental playoffs, but if they get in, there's some really cheap players in there.
I agree, mate. It's I've seen a debate on Twitter as well earlier with regards to a similar discussion, and I think, you know, a bit of luck, and I'm looking at some players now without mentioning names, and I'm just thinking they're way undervalued. If, like you said, Peru qualify, there's obviously a few Welsh players and Scottish players, and it's all up in the air and Ukraine as well. So, you know, I think it's a great strategy, to be perfectly honest, and that's how I've just taken the gamble since I've started, purely because of the cost of the players, because I never had many when I first started on the platform, and I've just taken gambles on players breaking in, getting a transfer. So I think you're doing the right thing personally, mate.
Yeah, no, thank you. Well, and thank you again for sort of running this competition, because it's a fantastic idea. I've seen no one else do anything like this. So I've sort of saying again, anyone enter this, because it's a lot of fun, especially if you've never played Rare before or even SO5 at all.
You're welcome, mate. And I like I said, it's one of the main reasons I started the channel, because, you know, I know people, I'm a bit like Marmite, I'll say it how it is, because I just don't care, because, you know, I'm not an affiliate or anything like that with So Rare. And in my opinion, there's people out there who are too scared because of financial reasons and they don't want it being affected. But I'll say it how it is. And I don't really care if people get offended. That's just the way I am. But, you know, I've set this channel up to try and help people like you. And I know there's hundreds of people out there, because I know, even though people say, well, you don't know what it's like to be a new starter because your gallery's worth whatever it's worth. But I understand how difficult it is to start So Rare now, because the prices, some of them, are 50 times higher than when I first started. And that's just a fact. So I appreciate how difficult it is. And I wouldn't like to be starting now, if I'm being brutally honest.
Yeah.
It would be nigh on impossible unless the numbers go through the roof. But there's got to be a certain limit to how much player prices can go to, regardless how many people are on the platform. So, you know, so I'm glad it's helped you out, mate. And obviously, there's other competitions I'm running. I'll be running this at least once a month. So don't think you can't enter it to win it again, because, you know, providing you still meet the criteria and eligibility, then, you know, please enter it. And if you've got any mates who are on So Rare or anything and they meet that criteria, obviously inform them as well, because the more people I can help, the better. And, you know, it's as simple as that. So, Alex, I appreciate you coming back on and giving up your time to talk through that. Just a bit gutted for you, mate, because I genuinely thought that there was going to be a card reward in there. So, but at the end of the day, mate, you've got 50 odd quid.
Exactly.
More now to go on.
Thank you for having me. I'll have to try and win it again and just come on again. But thank you again for having me. It's been a great experience.
No problem, mate. Alex, all the best, mate. How long are you in Sweden for now, mate? How many more months, or have you got years out there? Or?
I've got 2.5 more years at least.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah, up here for a while still.
So if any of us want a skiing holiday or something, or a nice wintry holiday, we can contact you, mate, is it?
Exactly that, yeah. Sled dogging, if you want to do that. We've got loads of that up here.
One last thing before I let you go. Well, how's your Football Manager world record attempt coming on?
Oh, it's going well. It's going well. I'm in 2271, so 200 54 years in, I think now. So
What is the world
moving on.
record, Alex?
The record currently is 333. So I'm about 80 years off of it. However, I think someone new's submitted and they might be at 410 years. So it might jump up. So who knows? But we're slowly sort of meandering our way towards it.
Jesus Christ, bloody hell. It's all the time here. How long does it take to do a season, Al?
It depends really. If I want to go fast, I could probably do it in maybe 8 hours, but normally it takes more sort of 15 to 20, especially because I sort of go a lot slower.
Yeah.
But I sort of do about a season every like week and a half to 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So it will take a while, but I've sort of taken the mantra of it's more about the journey than the destination sort of thing. I'm not sort of just going through it as quick as possible. I want to see what's happening and what's happening around the world and like interesting things that happen. So
yeah. Well, I wish you the best of luck with your world record attempt, mate. And also I wish you the best of luck trading up, and hopefully you can get an SO5 side.
Exactly.
Because I don't know whether you've seen it, Alec, you probably have, but this underdog league with the limited cards, I think it's very tempting now, especially on a low budget, because I think you can get a decent team, or a decent. What the criteria is, because I think this game week is under 40 again.
Yes, I think so. I think I just did see a tweet saying that I think the points for a card is lower than everything else. I think it was only something like 270 points to get a card compared to the 330 that most other leagues have. So it's definitely much more attainable.
Absolutely. And if you obviously spend loads of time researching, and that can only be a benefit. And if you do that, I'm sure you could possibly.
That's a trading strategy I'm looking at, actually, because there's some of these sort of cards that were worth sort of 1-2 quid suddenly jumped up to 10-15 quid because they had a good past 5 games, but their last 15 was still under 40.
Absolutely. So, and I think it's a good business sense what's so rare they've done in terms of that, because it makes the market so fluid now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, those cards have a use now rather than just sitting there.
Absolutely, mate. Well, Alex, like I said, thanks for coming on, pal. Much appreciated. I wish you the best of luck on your football manager, and obviously you're so rare. Please keep entering the tournaments, and everyone else who's listening too. So all the best, Alex, and
thank you.
I will speak to you very soon, pal.
Yes. Thank you very much. See you later.
All right. Cheers, pal.
Cheers.
Ta-ra now. Al. Hello.
Hello.